We are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy.
Dummy. Conspiracy dummy.
Hey, welcome to Conspiracy Dummy, the conspiracy podcast with them poor, unfortunate souls. I am your host, Double D. Joining me on the podcast, we have the one, the only, Shannon Rose.
Also known as Element Rose.
Element Rose, what's up? And also we have JC in the background here. Can you see him? What's up? And so last time we were talking, I met you the last time through JC, and you were telling me you're from Texarkana, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell me about it. How's that?
Well,
growing up?
It's a lot growing up. It's a little bit of a rough area to be from. It's actually founded by the mob. So it just has a lot of like underlining, bad vibes all around.
Yeah.
Kind of a cursed town.
For real? Huh?
Like even people from there will be like, yeah, Texarkana's cursed. Like there's a full belief.
I heard about some, like, in the 40s, there was, like, a serial killer for a while. The Phantom Killer. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never been caught or anything, huh?
No, he never been caught. And there was, like, speculation that he was, like, the sheriff's son or something like that. And that's why he got off. Or he was, like, some farmer. Because back in the day, it was really rural. So it was a bunch of farmland and stuff out there. It was, like, way more deserted than it is now. So it's kind of like them going off in the middle of nowhere type thing. And so there was belief that it could have been a farmer's son that was kind of like a little bit more special. But then just the way that it went down, they think it was more of a cover-up than anything else.
For real. Yeah, I don't know. It was in the 40s, so yeah, there's really not much evidence or things you can get, like forensic evidence and stuff like that, huh?
And when they actually made the movie, The Town That Feared Sundown, they used a lot of the locals. So, the first one, not the second one.
And you said something about it being cursed. Tell me about that hotel that's there.
Oh, the Grimm Hotel?
Grimm Hotel.
Okay. So, supposedly, the Grimm Hotel, it's closed down now. They were trying to make it into, like, some type of office building, like, 20 years ago. That's what they were talking about. Thank you. I was worried about that. It feels like right in my face, though.
Yeah, I'm not used to anything phallic looking in my face as well, but
I mean,
you gotta
that's
dodge
not where I was going, but it's like, you don't have my permission to be there.
Excuse me for the interruption. Excuse me.
Yeah.
This has sounded good. I wanted to hear it.
So, anyways, the Grimm Hotel, they had been talking about making it into offices, and I think they're finally trying to do something with it. But that's supposedly the source of where the mob did most of their stuff. So it's said to be haunted by different people who got killed there. They did a lot of hits there. They did a lot of deals there. And then supposedly in the honeymoon suite at the top, which I'm not sure if you can get to anymore because it's kind of like, this is why they haven't rebuilt it, because it's rotting from the top down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it had like a skylight or something, and old buildings like that, like they don't take care of them. They just like let them rot and then talk about turning them into something later on. But in the honeymoon suite, supposedly there is a woman who hung herself from the banister of the bed because she was pregnant by her lover instead of her husband, and her lover like didn't want to have anything to do with her. So she's supposedly like haunts like the whole upper floor.
Damn. How many floors is it? Do you know?
I don't know. I haven't been inside, but I think it's about like maybe 7 or 8, and that's pretty tall for back then.
So there's no 13 floors?
I don't think so.
Do you know why that is?
Well, I know like when we went to California when I was little, they would not even use the 13th floor in hotels because they're all said to be cursed. Like the 13th floor is said to be cursed.
Damn.
No matter what.
Anywhere, huh? I wonder why that is. I gotta look into it.
I don't know why people have a problem with 13. I was born on the 13th. My 13th birthday was on Friday the 13th.
There
You
you
know,
go.
everything. I don't know. Friday the 13th is a good thing for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and why didn't they tear it down or anything like that? Are they gonna rebuild it or?
They have a habit of like gutting old places down there just to keep the history of it, you know. But I don't know how you're gonna be able to scavenge it at all,
Yeah.
or salvage, salvage.
Yeah. Interesting. And like the last time we were here too, we were talking about I came across this box that was given to me with all these old VHS Disney movies.
Yeah.
And then one of the cases was the old Little Mermaid case.
Right.
With the castle having that penis shape.
It's got a wiener.
Yeah, it has like a dick on it. Yeah.
It's got a wiener on it.
But
Call it what it is.
you were just talking about that the last time. Why is that? Like, you think that whole thing went down?
Well, I mean, you know, it's known that Walt Disney isn't very nice to his artists.
Oh, for
so
real?
from the rumors that I heard, it was just he pissed the artist off. So it was like, I'm gonna draw a dick here. I'm gonna draw a dick here.
And a lot of those stories too are like really, like the books are really like in the cartoons they're made to be all like happy and nice and everything, but the true stories are kind of dark.
Yeah.
And I think the Little Mermaid's a dark story.
Yeah, it actually is. It originally, I don't remember how it goes down, but it is originally like a really, really dark story.
Like, there's no happy ending in that fucking story.
Like everybody dies.
Yeah,
like
for real.
somebody gets washed up on shore or something like that, right? I
Yeah,
don't know.
something like that. And what are your thoughts about mermaids?
You already know. I totally believe in that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm interested in that shit, man. Yeah. Like the aquatic ape theory. Have you heard about that?
No.
No, there was like a subhuman species that probably evolved close to like land and sea, and I don't know, like that's why we have like webbing between. And out of all the primates, we're like the only ones that can swim underwater or can just swim. Period. Like apes, I mean, like chimpanzees, gorillas, none of them can't swim. Just humans.
Really?
Didn't you say something about like fish and like human embryos looking like the same or something
Similar,
like that?
yeah, very similar, I think. But,
I was like,
Really?
what the heck? I don't know. Somebody, it was either
Because we're finna get into these
him.
conversations. Hold on. I'm gonna go.
But yeah, like for reals, and there's like, well, that's like a whole theory or hypothesis. I don't know, somebody,
Hypothesis.
yeah, hippopotamus. That's interesting though. But yeah, I'm fascinated with mermaids and shit, man. Yeah, did you see that one documentary or whatever it was on the History Channel a while back?
Yeah, and then they came out and said that some of it was fake, and then you never know. You never really know if you can believe when they're like, oh yeah, JK, this is fake. They made all this stuff up.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit fucked with me for a while too. I was like, man, why are they showing this shit on then? But then again, they showed ancient aliens and all this other stuff, so I don't know. But like I said, I'm all into that shit.
They do that shit for TV, bro. It's not even that hard to understand. Like, why do they do
Dude,
shit?
it's
So they can watch. Some motherfuckers can people.
History Channel, bro.
Dude, they don't fucking give a fuck if they call this shit the fact channel, bro. They'll put that shit on there and be like, it was a fact at the time. We didn't know.
I guess that's
Sorry,
true.
guys.
Let's be real. They're still not telling us real history anyway.
That's true.
Dude, that's
true.
been like from forever, bro.
Yeah. I mean, we're still believing that Native Americans and these colonizers were friends.
Yeah, we
Oh,
believe
yeah,
that they
for real.
fucking brought them like gift baskets on Thanksgiving and
Yeah,
shit.
smallpox.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real.
Would you
And
like
I think
that
in
plague?
return, didn't we get like syphilis or some shit? Europeans got syphilis from Native Americans, or was it vice versa?
Well, they
Pretty
they
sure
just
it's
got
vice versa.
VD'd. I mean, who knows what it
I
is.
heard something about within the bones of Native Americans, they found like holes and stuff. So they think that it came from Native America. They brought that over there and they got pox here. I don't know. Something I heard. Could be wrong.
I don't know.
Fact check that. That's kidding. But yeah. So what are your thoughts on mermaids? Like, what do you know? Like, any cool stories or anything like that about them?
I mean, I don't have any like personal.
Yeah, bro. We
stories.
all.
No,
Yeah,
man,
you know,
no,
I
for real.
live-
Everybody's got a mermaid story and shit.
Dude,
live
I
so
have some
close to
mermaid
the
stories.
Ocean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
I've never seen the ocean personally, so I don't have any like personal.
For real? You
stories.
never been to the ocean?
No, I haven't. It's on my bucket list. I've been, like I said, Texarkana was not an easy place to come from, and I just been working. I'm about to be 32. I've just been working for the past fucking 12 years of my life, just trying to make sure I'm sitting good enough, making my family proud type shit, you know?
I think you'll like the ocean.
Yeah.
If you were to go, just like especially at
I'm
night,
planning.
just
I'm planning.
And you know what's cool?
I have a little bit of
Like if you're
playtime.
out at sea,
Mm-hmm.
there's this video I saw. This guy the other day, he was on this sea boat,
Mm-hmm.
fishing boat, whatever, and he was like recording it, and you can hear like the wailings or like sirens,
Mm-hmm.
like in the distance. And they said they were like dolphins and shit, but dolphins don't make that noise. And if you
No.
hear that, you can hear just like it sounds like women just singing.
That's crazy.
It is fucking trippy. You gotta check that out. Maybe I
That's
could add
so
that or
crazy.
something later, but
Please
it's
show
pretty
me
cool. Yeah, man. Like sirens are too. Like we're told way back then. Like I think they were like depicted as like owls or something, like feathered winged creatures. But then they kind of morphed or evolved into mermaids into the sea.
I always saw it as like humans kind of like being on islands that probably ended up getting swallowed up, and you like have that time to evolve before it completely gets swallowed up type thing. So you get more invested in being in the ocean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always saw it that way, and it would make sense that given some of our canine teeth that, and like, you know, it even, like, I'm a believer also that, like, depending on your blood type depends on what kind of diet you kind of need. So whether you need to be an omnivore, herbivore, or a carnivore type thing.
Yeah.
And your teeth can kind of reflect that, because some of our teeth, like the backs, they're more flat. And then some of ours are like, you know, sharper, you know, so I could totally see how we could morph into like a shark variant kind of like a human form or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's no way that these things look like the Little Mermaid or some shit like that.
Oh,
With
no,
their
they probably
long
look like
red
the-
hair. You know what I'm saying?
They probably look like the creature from the Black Lagoon, like that, all
Yeah.
reptilian and scaly
And I mean,
and
don't
shit.
get me wrong. There's probably like, you know, different types too. Like there's probably some that look more like humans, and there's probably some that look more like a certain fish or certain, you know what I mean? Like it's got to be more like how there's different ethnicities among the world. There's got to be like variants like that, and you've got to think like what we've only like explored what 10%, 20% of the ocean, like
Precisely.
Like 5%.
yeah.
It's like 70%.
I'm trying to give us credit.
Yeah,
we
for
don't.
real.
We can't get that far down.
But yeah, the world is like 70% water, and we only discover, and then like 95% is the unknown. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, really crazy.
Yeah. And then we get super scared every time we see some giant octopus or squid or like we find a
The kraken.
like we found like what, there was a megalodon tooth or something that washed up not too long ago, or like somebody spotted one or something like that. That's sick.
JC.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's like, you know, we saw like we're getting these cut out some of those likes. we're seeing these you know, big gigantic, you know, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Sea creatures.
Sea
No, yeah, sea
creatures,
creatures,
or-
but like
Oh,
before.
like kaiju.
No, like not barbaric period. What's the?
Oh, like prehistoric.
There you go.
Yeah.
Prehistoric.
Oh, yeah.
Like
that
animals
fish.
coming up. Yeah,
That-
and we're
I
like
forgot
so
the-
surprised by it. But look at how much we're depleting the ocean.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? In order to like take these things and make them come out of hiding, like we're literally starving these animals out of hiding.
For reals. And like the glaciers are like melting and shit.
Yeah.
And
But
Yeah.
I mean, like I told my mom when I was younger, I was like, I've been telling my mom for a long time, I was like, there's gonna be some really big events that happen in my lifetime. I could call my mom right now and put her up here, and I swear to God, she'd tell you the same thing. Ever since I was 6 years old, I kept telling her, I was like, something big is gonna happen in my lifetime, and I don't know what it is. And then we had the Black Lives Matter movement came through, and I was like, oh, maybe it was that. And then COVID came through, and I was like, maybe it was that. But I also told my mom, I was like, I bet money, because we've been so long without, and I didn't know the polar ice caps thing when I was little, because I've been saying this since I was little. But we know that the polar ice caps haven't flipped, you know,
Yeah.
as like they're supposed to in like however many years, you know.
Uh-huh.
And like I bet money when that happens, the weather's gonna flip. So the top and the bottom, they were tropical at one time. I bet money they're gonna be tropical again.
Yeah.
So this is just like
a lot of people say
a
that,
transition.
like Robert Schoch, he's like a biologist or a geologist, I'm sorry, at forgot what university, but he said the Sphinx is possibly older than they say it is. Like dates
believe
back
that.
to like 10,000 or even farther, when the Sahara was like a wetland, like a grassland, like
Right.
vegetation in there.
Right.
Yeah.
It used to be like tropical.
Yes.
Like that. It used to be a rainforest. A desert is what happens when a rainforest dies.
Imagine all the shit that's under the ice, like in the Arctic or wherever, those North Pole,
Right.
like pyramids and shit, probably.
Well, I mean, they've already done what echolocation or whatever they do to find out what is underneath this shit.
Or
You know,
they drill holes. And
You
shit.
know.
Get
That's
close.
basically that's basically how they
Yeah.
found
they
dinosaur
just send
bones
they
and
just
stuff
send
like that.
bats underground.
It's kinda
to
like in that-
echolocate.
For real.
Remember that scene in Jurassic Park where they like load up that shotgun and they like blast it into the ground and they're like do 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 do. Oh,
Yeah.
there's bones there and there.
Yeah.
I think they stopped doing that because they started like
Fucking up the ground.
the
you know what I mean?
the ground, but also
But I
like
think they
That's
have
why
the
still
plans
have-
vibration
now.
of the bones. Even these things were so fragile.
That's
You know
why you
what I
had all
mean?
those sinkholes happening, bro. There's popping out of nowhere, just people just falling in and shit.
Well,
Cars
that was also fracking.
fracking.
Yeah.
There you go.
Also, yeah, and then people like just kind of like depleting like these aquifers. So all this well water and all this stuff like that, man.
Yeah,
It's
And
starting
they
to get
wonder
depleted
why our
too.
generation is so depressed.
for real.
I know, right?
Listen to all this shit we've been doing and going through and just having to sit through. But okay, so back to the mermaid thing.
Yeah.
So I'm fixing to like go a little left field.
No,
Okay,
not
so
good.
you remember
Sure.
when all those whales washed up on shore back in like it was 2000?
I remember.
Thank fucking God, because some people have this Mandela effect shit going on and they don't remember that shit, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm sure it's happened more than once.
Yeah,
though,
but there was
probably.
like one time,
Like
like
it-
when we were in either college or high school. I don't know how old you are. I'm only guessing you're around the same age.
30 something.
Okay, okay, cool. So you're like, I don't know.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
He graduated in 2002.
Yeah.
What? Where though? High
But-
school?
He graduated from El Paso from high school.
Yeah.
We both went to high
2002.
school together. We
Okay,
graduated in
I'm 08.
2002.
Okay, so we're just a couple years old. Whatever.
Yeah.
So like, they washed. There's a whole bunch of them like on beaches like across the world that washed up.
Yeah. I remember that time though you were talking about. And did mermaids wash up too?
No, so what the whole thing was the government
The
had
government.
decided that or had found out that whales and mermaids have the same mating,
Calls.
like not calls, but the same mating
Process.
like hold on, damn. Shit. The same mating path.
Oh, okay.
So they would like travel to the same areas.
Pheromones.
No,
Underwater.
no, like with each other.
Oh,
So
okay.
like the mermaids would literally be with the whales. So the whole thing was that the government released these sonic booms, and that's why all these whales and shit washed up on shore, because they the sonic boom was so loud it literally like ruptured their eardrums and like killed them.
Damn. And something that big and must have been loud as fuck.
Well, it was on their, like, because they hear at different pitches that sometimes we can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I understood, was like they hit a certain octave and just like wiped out whole colonies at one time.
They say they have their own language
Because
too.
we were discovering more
Yeah.
shit. Because like before they had because now they're actually releasing things.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah, man.
They're releasing a lot of shit about aliens too.
I know, but they're
A
not.
lot of shit.
How much other shit are they not even releasing? Like we're just mad about the UFOs, like
What about the USOs?
the underwater ones.
Submerged objects.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're UFOs. They just have paths underwater too. Like it's the same thing. They're not different things.
Yeah.
They're the same
'Cause-
aliens.
Maybe mermaids. They're driving those USOs, bro.
Fuck no. Why would they need that shit?
Dude, there's like Trident. You know Trident, the Greek myth.
Yeah,
He was a mermaid,
yeah.
and like the first mermaid too. I heard was, what's her name?
Oh, you do research.
Yeah, Artardigus. Have you heard of her?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think she was like this northern Syrian goddess that turned herself into a mermaid
How?
with her goddess powers.
Girl,
I don't
I'm
know.
just a
Yeah,
goddess. I do what I want.
because she actually didn't like. She accidentally killed her lover, her human lover. So she felt bad, and she's like, "Fuck, I'm gonna like do this shit to myself."
I'm
and
gonna
just,
go to the ocean forever
For
and be
reals,
alone
and
and,
just
be the
scream.
only type of my type.
Yeah, those are like that's
I
like
have
one
no
of the
types now.
earliest.
So how are there more mermaids if it was just her? She went and found him, and she was like, "Hey, yo, I'm also a mermaid. What up,
Dude, like when they get pregnant, they have like a whole bunch of them, though. Fish.
But that's fish. But that's not.
I'm
if
sure
they
it
have
works
a
that way
human
too with
variant, you would
mermaids.
I don't think so. I don't think they could have that many.
How do you think a mermaid? You're talking about the breathing process, or
I
Well,
think
the
it's more
pathways,
like a
yeah.
human birth. I think
Pretty
it's
much?
yeah,
Underwater
or like a
birth.
whale birth.
Yeah.
I think they're more along those lines of mammals than the
uh,
lines of fish. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because if they came from us,
Shit.
why are you looking so confused?
He blew his mind. That's why.
No, I fucked up.
What's up?
I think I accidentally hit stop. I hit stop at a certain point. I think when I was typing.
Thank God that one's on.
Fucking chaos, bro.
I know. That's so bad. And that's on too, so that's awesome. Okay,
It's all
but
good.
okay,
It'll
cool.
be an audio if worst comes to worst.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, dude.
But that up there, I think, is working too.
Okay, I'm gonna start this over real quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
You thinking I know like research about this shit? No.
Nah, I
don't believe in
did.
shit.
Nah, I just want to.
The way he's talking, it does,
Maybe.
right?
Shut the
Tell me
fuck
about
up.
mermaids. What the fuck?
What the fuck you mean?
I asked if you know any stories about it. No, don't worry about it. It's all good. We're here just to shoot the shit.
Can you ask my permission?
Fool, just talking to the microphone.
Fucking-
Like that's your
It's
job or
weird.
something.
Nah, it's cool. We just we
Turn
can
it
get into
better
anything
then, 'cause
really. It
this
doesn't have to
feels
be about
weird.
mermaids. We can get into anything.
That feels better.
I don't
There
know,
you go.
yeah.
However you gotta
Thank
do it.
you.
That's pretty much all I have on mermaids, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so like when YouTube was young. Okay, so
go shoot.
okay, so when YouTube was young, and you know it wasn't really like controlled or
Mhm.
anything like that, because you know when we were younger,
Yeah,
and the internet was new. It was almost like the dark web didn't really exist. It was all one big like smorgasbord of
Yeah.
like just like whatever the fuck. There was no filter. It was like
Nothing.
whatever the fuck you
It's the
wanted to
Wild
find,
West,
right? It was
for real.
pew pew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I followed this guy, and his videos are removed off and on and like re-uploaded, which makes it super weird for me because like there are times I go look for it and it'll be like, oh, this was uploaded like 3 months ago, and I know I've watched it like when I was like 16, you know,
Yeah.
like 14, stuff like that, like when the internet was baby. I know I've been like MySpace. Let me drop
Yeah.
some things. Zanga, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, that's old school. Fuck.
You know.
Yeah.
But I know I've been watching these videos for so long, but I'll see like they're uploaded every couple months, and like he supposedly got attacked by like a mermaid, and he had like these huge cuts, and like, you know, there's videos that he has like spliced up and stuff like that, and some of it is like, you're like, oh, is this it? They dress it up like it's a scare tactic because they have like, you know, flashes of like, oh, this is obviously a fake image or something like that. But then they have videos in there of like shit underwater, like moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like actual, like from underneath, like, and it,
I
the
think
way
I've
that the
seen
body
that.
moves, it's totally different because you can tell. Listen, you can tell when a woman is wearing like a mermaid fin because A, it's heavy, and you really have to contort your body to move, but your knees will never do a wave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your knees will never ever do a
You're
wave.
doing like the worm underwater.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know how
yeah,
you're
yeah.
doing on the ground. Yeah.
Right.
That's pretty much similar.
Yeah, that's what you have to do to move that. But your knees still buckle at a certain 90-degree angle, and like you'll just never be able to mimic that because our knees don't go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't have fluid movement between, you know, thigh bone to calf bone. You know, those things just aren't fluid. But that's what really got me like really researching mermaids is I ran across those when I was like really, really young. And I always kind of like been connected to the supernatural world and stuff like that, you know, so I never really blocked out the idea that, oh, this doesn't exist because it's a fairy tale. And I mean, that comes to like gremlins,
Yes.
that comes to like leprechauns, that comes to fairies, that comes to anything. Like, I'm a very firm believer that if these things are talked about amongst cultures, like all over the world,
Yeah.
there's got to be something that actually existed at some point in time.
Yeah, you're right.
Everything comes from somewhere.
Right. And it's not the fact that they were fireflies, because they have depictions of fireflies around the same time that they're talking about, hey, these fairies also exist. So obviously they know the difference between the two.
And it's like maybe like a European fairy tale, or what do you call it? Folklore. Fairies, huh? It comes from like Europe and stuff, I believe.
Well, I mean, like, there are variations across cultures too, though.
Mermaids too come from like
Right.
Europe, Asia, Africa too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's some like Aztecs have talked about them too. Like, anywhere that's close to the ocean, they've talked about
Talked
it.
about it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially a lot of sailors and stuff like that way back then too.
Right.
They were saying that was the cause of their shipwrecks most of the time.
Right. Or like being like, oh, and then they would try and come out and be like, oh, sea manatees look like this. And I'm just like, me.
That's what they said. That guys would get like so lonely out there, and they're drinking that they kind of started looking at these manatees a certain way. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
sir.
oh shit,
There's no way.
she got back, or he got back, or
Yeah,
whatever the
but
fuck.
there's
which
no
way
way
they
you
swing.
hear a sea creature be like, oh, and that sounds anything like a woman being like, oh. That's like completely different. Completely different.
Telling you, man, they were on one. But yeah, it's interesting. Fairies too. That's an interesting topic right there.
Yeah.
I don't know much about fairies, but
I can't tell you how many times, like, around my house, like, I've sat something down and I literally set it down like this, and it's like right in front of me, and I'm like, I take a mental note. I know where I sat it, right?
yeah,
And I'll go get up and do something and come back and it's not there, and I'm like, okay, give me back my stuff, please, you know, and just kind of wait for a minute and go back and do something and come back, and it's like right back where I left it, and I'm like, thank you very much.
covered in fairy dust, or all this glitter and
All this
everything.
glitter and everything. No.
Fuck. That's funny.
Leave a coin next time, guys. Tired of all this glitter.
What about you were talking about the last time too on the podcast. Also, shout out to Artist Kind. We did an episode recently with Shannon. But you were talking about
That's why this is here. In
Yeah,
case
yeah,
y'all were
yeah.
wondering. I would thought this was a whole nother thing.
yeah.
They don't tell me. They just trick me into coming here and doing weird things.
Like you were
Not
talking.
like, no, I wouldn't say that. Like, I would not say that. It's definitely not in like that at all.
You got into a little bit about yourself, about Wiccan, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to talk a little bit about like?
Well, I mean, I don't really sign up for the label of Wiccan.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I prefer. You're good.
Yeah.
I just prefer to be called a light worker.
A light worker?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't want to talk too, like, I don't want to get too deep into it because I just don't want to, like, cause
That's
a
fine.
controversy on my side.
No, that's fine.
But I will say, like, most of my life, I've dealt with a lot of entities. My house is over 100 years old. The property is much, much older than that. Like I said, the place was founded by the mob, and it just kind of, like, spread out from that. I've come in contact with a lot of things over the years. That includes, like, demons, that includes evil spirits, that includes regular spirits. Whatever you can think of, aside from poltergeist, I've probably come across it, you know? Damn. So, in fact, here recently, I went to a friend's house that was dealing with kind of like a dark spirit, trying to mess with him while he was sleeping, because a lot of my friends, especially artists, are very spiritually connected regardless of whether they see it or not. And some people, they dress it up as Christianity. Some people dress it up as different religions. That's why I said I don't really want to sign up for Wiccan, because I don't really see myself signing up for an individual religion per se. Because a lot of my stuff, like, it comes naturally, and I wasn't really taught by anything. Wicca was just kind of like the door that opened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, like, I kind of just feel like I've grown more than just that label, you know? But like I was saying, here recently, you know, he had somebody, like I was saying, like, that's where I was going. So artists, like, we're really, really open. We have that open door anyway because we have that open door for our creativity. And that opens you up to a lot of spiritual things, too, because you have to tap into a certain side of yourself in order to pull certain pieces out of yourself, you know, regardless if it's like your favorite cartoon or like, you know, the mermaid or something like that. It comes with a certain type of emotion that is connected to your spirit, you know. So he was having out-of-body experiences while he was asleep, and he woke up one day and saw a man in his bedroom doorway with a flashlight, like saying his name, like yelling for him. And I just didn't like the vibe of it when he told me about it. And he was saying like he was having trouble sleeping at night and stuff. And a lot of times when something's trying to possess you, it'll make you tired.
Yeah.
So the more tired you are, the less aware
Like
you
drained,
are.
yeah.
Right. So it's easier to like take advantage of you, you know? So I came in, got a couple candles, sat on the edge of his bed, and, you know, started meditating so I could, like, get onto a different plane.
Bringing
to, like,
good vibes. And
well, no. I needed to talk to him.
Oh, okay.
Because it was a spirit. It wasn't, like, a demon or anything. It was just, like, a disgruntled guy that was mad that he was gone too quick, and their lifestyles kind of, like, interchanged, you know, and they had, like, kind of the same insecurities, so he was able to pick up on him, on my friend, you know? So I sat up and I meditated so I could get on that plane so I could like talk to him and tell him he needed to leave. And like my back started getting really hot, and I was like telling him he needed to go. And he has this cat. And the cute thing about cats or animals is they often will register these things before you. And when you're fighting these things, especially if your animal is more of a familiar to you, like not to me necessarily, but to you, they'll actually help fight that stuff and like keep you protected. So I was sitting up and I was telling him he needed to go, and my back was getting really, really hot. And I was like, no, you need to leave. You need to leave. And we were like it was getting pretty heated. It was like a pretty heated discussion. I was like, no, like I don't care where you go. You can go to the apartment next door. I was like, but you can't be here and you can't be with him. And this cat came through and she meows 3 times. She goes, meow, 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 like walking toward the back of the room because he was behind me. And I was sitting on the edge of the bed, like facing the wall, and he was like behind me at the window. And as soon as she did that, it was just like, poof. And everything was good. And it was just gone. And I was like, thank you. Job. Yeah, I was like, thank you. I turned down. I started giggling. I was like, I see you out here.
So a light worker. So what's a dark worker? Or
shadow worker.
Shadow worker.
Well, not necessarily shadow worker. It depends on, like, what you... Like, so hexes... I'm just going to say what I do.
Okay.
I'm not going to speak on what anybody else does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not my path to speak on what anybody else does. But me personally, I do not do hexes. I don't do control things. The only... control spell I've ever done is a binding spell to get someone to leave me alone so I could focus on my own things, and that only lasts like a couple months, and then I let them go. Like, it's not anything like, you know, I don't do love spells. I don't do any type of I need to control this person. I don't do any hexes. I don't do any type of black magic. I'm not into anything like that, because I'm a firm believer that if I dabble in that and I go to try and like dispel some demons, dispel some dark spirits or something like that, they're more likely to attach to me because I've invited that energy into my life. Damn. You know? Yeah. So I just prefer to keep
it positive, keep
everything.
It good.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like, you know, I do protection spells. I do, everybody eats. Everybody eats where I come from. That's all I'm saying.
Is it too much for me to ask you to do a protection spell for us, so we can probably close with that? Or I don't know, it's up to you if you'd like.
No, I'm not gonna do that recorded or anything.
Oh, okay, that's true. Okay, yeah, that's right. We'll cut that part.
And I don't have any candles or anything here. That
I didn't really know what goes into.
Yeah, they be asking me to come here and do things and just be surprising me with stuff.
I'm sorry, because we need that protection though. But we'll be out there in the streets. What What was I gonna say?
Well, what religion do you sign up to? Like Catholicism or anything like that? I don't want to assume.
Agnostic. Well, I was
Yeah.
raised Lutheran,
Oh,
Catholic.
yeah.
Yeah, from my parents and stuff. But
Ooh, Lutheran's a little rough.
yeah,
They're a little rough.
They're a little too straight on that. Yeah, but it's not if Catholicism is any better. You know what I mean? Shit. I'm sorry. What are you? Are you?
No, well, I mean my grandmother was Irish Catholic. You know,
Yeah.
everybody's trying to pass for white in my family, so. I mean,
Yeah,
it's all a
I'm
little
open. I
whitewashed.
like learning, so I don't know. I'm just open to everything. I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm kind of spiritual in some way. You know what I mean?
I was
More than I was before, like a decade ago.
Yeah, I was raised super Christian. Like when I would leave for school, like I'd change the radio to some hip hop or something, going to school, and then I'd come home and my dad would have it on Christian radio by the time I got back.
Yeah.
You know, it was just very much like it was woof. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot growing up. It was a lot.
Yeah, I went to Bible school as a child too, like every summer. We'd like school is done, boom, Bible school. Like
Yeah.
I live in a small town too. It was like literally
yeah.
down my street. We walked and
Yeah.
hung out with the neighborhood kids and stuff like that, and learned about the Bible,
Yeah, I did
Old
summer
and New
camp.
Testament.
I did Bible summer camp for a little while, and my parents learned that I wasn't really digging it, you know. So
Yeah.
I got into drama camp for a little while, and I acted for like 10 years during the summers out there. I don't know, man. I tread very carefully on religion,
Oh, yeah.
especially when it comes to a public platform, because I don't want to insult anybody's beliefs.
Yeah.
I don't want to, piss anybody off, talking about their sky daddy or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Me either. So what and your work? You work to you paint, and what other mediums do you do? Like,
I'm also a graphic designer.
okay.
So I actually have a bachelor's degree in graphic arts. And I've been in the corporate design field for 10, 11 years now, off and on. But I'm kind of in the process of trying to figure out how to transition to just painting.
Okay.
So I'm pushing like Reddit, Instagram,
It's a lot
Facebook,
of platforms,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yep. Would you like to plug
Doing
some of your
podcasts. All my social media is at Element Rose 13.
Element
Like
Rose?
all of it.
That's what's up. Website, anything like that?
I have a portfolio website, but that's it. At my Instagram, there's a link tree. I have a shop with Threadless. I think it's Element Rose. My Instagram has a link tree.
Okay. I'm sure they'll
It's
find
got
it.
everything
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah, that's cool. And anything other, like you're working on any projects or anything like that coming
I
up?
actually have. Hold up. I have an art show coming up. It's on September 17th. Hold on. I'm also
Yeah, I'll plug it for
unprepared.
you. I'll post it up there too as well.
How did I not star this? There it is. Okay, so it's at Butler Building at 500 South Irvay Street in Dallas, Texas. And it's Friday, September 17th, and it's from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll put that up there on the website as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do our best to be there too. Show some support.
For sure.
Absolutely, everybody show their support. Got the date? We'll flash the sign.
Yeah.
We got your
We'll send the bat
your
single.
social up here. So
Do y'all ever do like, okay, so I know Joaquin's like mad, or JC. Pardon me. My TV name is JC. Yeah, right. Call me DJ JC.
Yeah.
But I know he's like chaotic and stuff like that. Are you ever chaotic? Like, okay, so like today I got in the car And I'm gonna be real with you. My car smells like I left tacos in it, and I don't even leave car. I don't even leave like food
I don't
in my
even
car.
eat tacos.
I love no. I'm not about to say that. Don't lie on that. I eat tacos like a religion, baby.
Yeah.
But it smells like I just left some food in my car, and I don't even do that. So I went up and grabbed my perfume and got back in my car and sprayed down my car and went to go leave and looked up, and my door is wide open with my keys in the door. And I was like, well, let me go get my keys real quick and lock this door. So are you like that at all?
Like all like scattered brain a little bit like that,
yeah.
kind of. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like to call it creative brain, but sure.
Yeah, creative scattered brain. Yeah. I get like that a lot, especially when it comes to like podcasting and research and all that. Like, my bad. I didn't expect you to be an expert on mermaids or anything like that. But,
Yeah,
but
I didn't want to like
I'm
leave
all over
this
the place. Yeah.
conversation like I don't know what I'm talking about. But
No,
for real,
it's all
so
good.
like
I just want to talk mermaids.
right, other shit is like so the coast of Iceland.
Yes.
Like if you record any audio or any video off that off that coast,
Yeah.
they will stop you like when you're coming in and take it.
Why is that? There's some shit out there.
It's because they're protecting the coral reef, and I'm like, no, you're not.
There's
Nah,
something's
nah.
going on. See, everybody, check that out. Go
What
hit 'em
seashell
up.
boobies you hiding
Yeah, for
out
reals.
here?
And
And I know it's Iceland because Iceland is the one, even though it says it's Iceland, it's usually like really green and nice looking, and
yeah,
Greenland
they
is the one that's
switched
really
it.
cool.
That's it, man. There's something out there, man. Since way back in the day, they knew what's up. Tricking motherfuckers like that.
The Marina Trench is out there too.
Yeah, for sure.
What's that?
For sure. That's like the deepest part of the earth.
Oh, Jesus.
For reals. It's like miles long.
Is that like one of those places where they throw their
Deep.
cell phone down and they're like, you can hear the pits of hell and people screaming from this hole? Have you seen those?
No.
You haven't seen
No.
those? Oh,
For
my
reals.
God.
Show me if you
Oh,
can.
my God.
I'm
Like,
pretty sure you can see the. I don't know, man. It's the abyss. I don't think you can see shit down there.
Yeah, that fucking movie was crazy. Speaking of underwater like stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of underwater mermaids, that's what they said that movie The Abyss was about.
That's what they
Remember
were.
that shit? So
There's
basically,
some
the
coming.
movie was like, okay, they were rigging like they're like an oil rig digging fucking type of
sorry about that.
No, it's cool. Sorry, jam
like
to that.
crew, and then like a submarine goes down, and they're like, well, you know what, you guys are the closest one. We're gonna need you to take this team of Marines down into this trench to go get these. Like, it's further than any human's been.
Damn,
Well, anyways,
dude.
the Marines have going getting some kind of like seasickness or something, like some kind of decompression weird thing, and they start acting funny. They can't complete the mission. Long story short, one of the guys from the rig that runs the rig has to like go down and disarm the nuke or whatever the fuck's down there.
Damn, and that's
While
why
he's down there,
oh shit, fuck
he
that.
gets saved by like this bioluminescent
Yeah.
fucking like fish person, bro.
For real.
And then she cruises them all the way down there to like this
Spoiler.
like Atlantis fucking like.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
I mean, this shit came out in
Yeah,
1983.
fuck it,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
fuck
Like,
What's the name of this? I was
The-
looking for hell
the-
screams.
the abyss.
The abyss.
And so that was like one of those things that like I always.
I'm waiting
that
for my
sparks-
cover to come in. It's in the mail. It's in my mail. Don't judge me on this
Oh,
because
no,
I know
no.
they can see this. Don't judge me on that.
Okay, I don't know
I'm
if I
trying to
could-
protect my screen.
I'm just gonna
Oh,
play
yeah.
it. I don't know if I could like show anything, so I'm gonna play
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's talking about like they had drilled this hole in Finland or something like that, and like the drill broke, and then they threw something down there to record it, and like this is the recordings of like what was down there. And it was dubbed like the screams of hell.
That's crazy.
And it was longer than that, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh, there's still more. There's probably still screaming.
They're probably still screaming to this day.
They're still screaming to this day.
Silence of the abyss.
You're just like, oh, it's just it's more of this.
Oh, more? Oh, more?
I
That's
think
fine.
I got
Thanks.
it. I heard
I got it.
I heard
got
it in 3
They
They
seconds.
sound really upset. They sounded very, very upset.
But like, the whole like Little Mermaid
Oh, shit.
Greek mythology was kind of like what sparked my whole like interest into like underwater things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I read comics. One of the first like
Fucking Aquaman.
Dude,
Aquaman,
I have
Namor.
I have like slightly,
Namora.
just ever so slightly, like webbed fingers and just slightly more than normal people, like just enough.
Yeah.
And like on my toes too. And like ever since I was little, I was like always pretending to be a mermaid in the pool. Like that was like my go-to thing. Even before I saw what Little Mermaid was, like I was always pretending to be Little Mermaid. And then I found Little Mermaid and I had all the Little Mermaid things and all that shit. You know, I had one Little Mermaid doll that I actually drowned on accident because I wanted to see if she could sing underwater.
It's
you
so like similar as to like the way things from the water are. You know what I mean?
It is.
We're basically created within a liquid womb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we breathe liquid before we breathe.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Before.
we come from some primordial soup or something like that, some kind of liquid. Yeah,
They're saying the first mammal that shit came from the water, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And whatever's been down there has been basically evolving or living down there
like
since then.
Right. Who's to say that, okay, yeah, humans like evolved to this. Sure, yeah. But who's to say there wasn't already a race down there before we even got down there?
Oh, shit. For real.
Precisely, right? I mean, right? We just know
Okay,
about...
so check it. There's an island. Let me just go ahead and close this so my paint doesn't dry out. I'm going to come back to this, trust. But there is an island, and listen, you got to understand, you got to go research the stuff for yourself because I don't remember names.
Okay.
That's just how I'm built, all right? I'm different, okay? I remember facts. I don't remember names.
Facts.
So there is an island where these dolphins taught the fishermen how to fish with them. So there's this ongoing thing of who taught the dolphins how to fish or how to help someone else fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because they'll literally drive the fish up to shore to where it's too shallow for them and then let the fishermen take some of it and then they'll give the dolphins the other half or something like that. So it's like a give and take. So who taught the dolphins about give and take?
The
Because that's not
Atlanteans.
something...
Atlanteans.
Because that's not something that's learned outside of us, you know?
Reals. I don't know. That's interesting.
I mean,
they're smart too,
I did see that.
but they're fucked up.
Some weird article
Yeah,
about
no,
like
dolphins
underwater
are
city.
scary as shit.
They
I will
rape.
never listen.
Yeah.
Who? Yes.
They're little
Do you
raping
know how
motherfuckers.
many
Yeah.
people I have to tell? I'm like, dolphins will rape you. They are not cute animals.
No,
they are
they're
not.
not.
They have wraparound dicks, and they will take you down
Damn.
to an underwater cave.
They'll pull
and
you with their
fuck
dicks like,
you.
oh shit, damn. No, not even.
I'm sorry. You know I beat on stuff. You knew this when you invited me here.
Fuck dolphins.
I know. That's
man.
why I told you not to do it.
I'm sorry. You know I do this. He's talking about the things I've been trying to warn people about for years. They going out to these little SeaWorld places that's why they only let you swim with female dolphins. But even female dolphins, like, they present their belly to you. That's a, like, you know,
They want you to put something in it.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
touch me here, please, daddy.
SeaWorld.
Did you hear about that man that had an affair with a fucking
No.
dolphin, bro?
No, tell us.
I just saw this shit on YouTube.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
so shout out to Cinnamon Toast. What's his name?
Crunch.
No. Cinnamon Toast Ken. That's his name. Cinnamon Toast Ken.
Shout out.
I watch him religiously. He is so funny. Him and Buff Pro. They is extra funny.
Shout
you
out.
should go look at it.
Okay.
They usually review like TLC shows and stuff like that. Like they'll just sit there and make fun of it the whole time. It's very enjoyable. But they came across this guy and they get people to request them to do stuff, you know. And they came across this guy. I got cotton mouth, y'all. My bad. So
Good drink.
no, I need some water. Can
Oh,
I borrow that?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to? Okay.
I was about to say I don't mind.
Oh, okay. Well done.
Bet.
It's Sprite though. Yeah.
I don't. It's something better than this.
You want some Sprite or like you want one of these like White Claws?
No, I got a White Claw, boo.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, you don't got water?
I have water.
How do you hydrate your kidneys?
I have water.
What was I saying?
You're talking about
You got it. You fucking got it.
something about on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's this guy. Thank you, baby. And he went. He always had a fascination. He never really had like a thing for like women.
Mm-hmm. Oh. He had something for manatees.
You get where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Okay. Left that door open for you. All right. So, and he like mentions this whole, like it's a whole story about how he had an affair with this dolphin at this water park. And it was called Florida Town or something like that. And it was like, it's shut down now.
Because of him, probably. Fuck, everybody was ashamed of that shit.
Dude,
like,
he was talking about how he snuck into the tank.
What?
And like did it with her, bro. And like the first time that he had the first time that he had contact with her, she like swam on her back or whatever up to him and like literally swam like that's what I'm telling you, dolphins be nasty. They like she swam up to him and then swam up like moved down until like or moved up until his hand was like on her. Stop.
What
you know
the fuck? She was like grazing his dick and shit when she was going by.
No, she
probably.
Okay, so it's one of those,
That's
they have
why.
you like rub their bellies or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was like, yeah, rub my belly, but also like, rub my pussy,
Yeah, no,
like.
shit, that's fucking disgusting.
Because I mean, like, if you're gonna fuck an animal, and don't fuck animals, that's fucking nasty.
But if you had
But
to.
I'm saying like
dolphins
are like more present.
Maybe that's
But also don't
JC,
fuck animals.
If you had to, what would you pick?
Absolutely had to.
how.
If someone had a gun to your head and they was like, "What animal is you doing?"
Any
I would be
sea
like
animal.
I would be I would first ask, is this how mermaids end?
Okay.
And then I'd be like, kindly shoot me in the fucking face, you fucking maniac. This stupid ass question.
Good answer.
Crazy.
Good answer.